Hi guys, welcome to my podcast. My name is Nicole and I am the brains and the beauty behind Yarn Craft by Nicole. And today is the very first yarn chat coming at you from New Jersey in our new place. I think this is probably where I'll record. This is where I have my wonderful yarn shelf set up. But we'll see as we continue to get more settled if this is what makes more sense. I'm really excited about the fact that our new place has a ton of natural light, so I shouldn't have to use the ring light at all or as much as I did before. So very excited about that. Hopefully you can see me clearly. I also got a little haircut this morning and I absolutely love it. It's kind of giving Olivia Benson vibes from On Order SVU, but I'm just a big fan. I go through phases where I really like my hair short, phases where I really like it long, phases where I want it to be a fun color. But this feels right for this mode of life right now. And it's gonna be so easy to do every day. And that was part of why I wanted it cut, is that my hair looked really good when I styled it, but as the mom of a 5-month-old, I don't get to style it every day. So this will be easy and simple, perfect for the summer. My featured make today is the Honeymooner wrap. This is one of my patterns and I've just kind of got it tied around my neck. I wanted to wear this one today because as I was unpacking all of the yarn stuff, and we'll get into this a little bit more later, I was thinking through like, what are some designs I want to do this year? What are some things I want to revamp? What are some projects that I've made that I just don't wear or use? How can I reuse the yarn? Should I sell the product? And like I said, we'll talk about that more later, but this is a pattern that I wrote last year and I'm super proud of it. I had it tested. My testers were awesome. They really helped me format it in a really great way. I love the shape of it. And I was thinking what might be nice is to do a little mini version, like a mini Honeymooner wrap, or maybe I'll call it the mini Honeymooner scarf, kind of to tie just around the neck. And I'm thinking that I could do it with 50 grams of fingering weight yarn and just modify the pattern as it is. So I don't know, let me know what you think. I don't wear a lot of things very close to my neck, but I think it would be cute. And I feel like I've seen a million knitted versions of that, or I've seen at least some very popular knitting patterns a million times for that. And I think it could be cute. Okay, so let's start with my finished wearable that I was working on for the Kelly Clarkson concert. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I finished it. I actually finished it the day that I wore it. And I love it. It was so much fun to wear. It kind of has the same colors as her Chemistry album that came out, like her most recent album, and I'm a big fan. I like the way that this one fits better than the first one I did of this pattern. I like that it's made of cotton and I love the colors. So if you haven't checked out that Instagram post, you should, because I looked really good in this. And it was a really fun night. My mother-in-law was in town to help us with the move, so she watched Baby Girl, and my husband and I got to go out and see a concert and just have a wonderful time. And it was a ton of fun. So it was even more fun because I got to wear something that I made, and I love making things for events like that. Like, it's fun to make something to tie to a memory. So I made this with LaRue cotton. I have bought from her a couple of times before and big fan. And I'm so happy too that this yarn that's been in stash, like, this is what it needed to become. And I didn't know until recently that's exactly what it needed to become. This is the Garden Trellis top by Haley Handcrafted. I've got the Ravelry page down below. And I tested this for Haley when the pattern first came out, and I made it with fingering weight wool, and it was very pretty, but it was a little bit more cropped than I wore. And I did the neckline, well, it had more of a boat neck, and I just found that I didn't wear that as often. So Garden Trellis top. The other thing that I have finished is this gorgeous baby blanket. which I desperately need to mail to its happy recipient. So this is the Harry Potter inspired baby blanket. I just did a Sunburst granny square and took out one of the colors and modified. I think I took out 2 stitches in the corners too. Not gonna write a pattern for this or anything, but yeah, I did 36 squares, and there are 4 Harry Potter houses, so there are 9 squares for each so that they would be even. And then the mama is a Ravenclaw, so I did the border in Ravenclaw colors. And for that, all I did was a row of single crochet, row of double crochet, row of single crochet. I did not do the reverse single crochet, which I usually do on the last round because I just didn't think it needed it. It felt finished as is. I used all Lion Brain yarns for this. I have an affiliate link with them. If you want to shop that, it's down below. It's mostly basic stitch. The red is Pound of Love, and the green is Heartland. So yeah, big fan. Love the way it came out. It's so happy and pretty, and I love it. Because we are still in the mode of baby blankets, my whips. One is a baby blanket and then one is a gift for a friend of mine. So I'll show you the baby blanket first. This is just a very simple corner to corner baby blanket. Still got ends that have been woven in but haven't been snipped. So for this, I'm just doing a simple corner to corner, doing 3 stripes of each color before changing. That way all of my ends are not on one side. I'm doing this in the colors of the Black Employee Network for where my husband works, and this is for a coworker of his. And I really like it. Really like the way that the colors are coming together. I'm gonna go, I don't know, I would say it's probably maybe not quite half, maybe a little over half of how wide it will be. And then I'll do the border in the green. The red is more of the Pound of Love, and then the other 3 colors are from Loops and Threads, which is the Michaels store brand. I typically shop at Joann instead of Michaels, but Joann's are coming harder to come by, and this is working really well. It's an acrylic medium weight yarn, and it's working out, like I said, really well. And I love the colors on this. So this will be just a simple blanket. I had my husband help me with the design. So I said, do you want, and you know, if you have somebody helping you that doesn't crochet, it's good to give them like simple options. Like, do you think it should be squares, stripes, or diagonal stripes? Diagonal stripes. Perfect. So that's what we're doing. I'm using a size J hook, my prim hook. Usually I wouldn't necessarily use an acrylic hook with acrylic yarn because sometimes it can squeak, but it's not really bothering me on this project. But yeah, I like it. It's cute. The other project I'm working on will kind of feed into what we're going to talk about at the end, and that is this bag. So I had a top that I tested. It was called the Mamacita top from Lola Crochets, and it was a made to measure pattern, and it was one of the first made to measure patterns that I ever did. And I made it very, very cropped. Like, it looked like a bralette, which was not necessarily what I intended to do. And I didn't wear it that often. Most of the time I wore it, it was actually over like a button-up top. And then a couple of times I wore it like under a button-up top that was open. And I wore it a handful of times, but it just didn't fit super well. And as like my bust size would fluctuate, like it would suddenly not fit. So I decided to put it in a pile of projects that I said, do I need to keep this or can I reuse the yarn for something else? So I decided to take it apart and make a bag. So I had a little bit left over. This is also LaRue cotton. I had a little bit left over from the project that I didn't use, and the rest of it came from the bralette, and I'm making a beach bag for my friend's birthday. So all of these squares, I might write a pattern for this. I couldn't find a pattern that I really liked that was simple and kind of floral, but a pretty small square. But yeah, I really like this. I'm almost finished. This is as deep as it's going to be. And then I will do 2 straps to like go over the shoulder, and then I'll block it. But I really like it. I think it's really cute, and I'm so much happier with the yarn like this than I was in a bralette that I didn't really wear that often. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. It was me and the fact that I wasn't patient enough to do the math and the gauge swatch correctly, and just ended up with something shorter than I was comfortable wearing most of the time. But yeah, it's great. And I'm hoping to have this finished. Well, I have to have this finished before I go on a beach trip to visit this friend for her birthday. And yeah, I should probably finish it in the next week or so. Definitely in the next week or so. Probably this weekend, honestly, depending on how much I work on it. So that brings me to the last thing I want to talk about. I make a lot of things. If you've been with me for a while, you've seen that I've made a lot of things. And some things I make, and they are either pattern tests, or maybe they are me figuring out a design for something, and it's just not exactly what I was going for. And some things I wear and some things I don't. And after moving, you know, you evaluate everything that you have. And so I am reevaluating some of my projects. So I need your help. I don't know if I want to try, like some of these, I think they need to have the yarn reclaimed. I can use it for something else. And some of these, I think I'm just gonna sell as is. So if you're interested in that, let me know down below. I might do it through Poshmark. I might do it through Instagram stories. Let me know down below if there's a preference. I could do it through my website, but the shipping on my website is I still need to do some more work to figure that out. So it probably won't be through there, first of all. But this is one of the projects that I don't wear, and it's really pretty. It's mohair held single crocheted. What in the world was I thinking? I was thinking I really liked the mohair, and I loved the colors. And it's a big, floofy, like the colors look great. I just don't wear it. And I think it could go to another home. And honestly, the stitch pattern that I used for this was linen stitch and then some double crochets. This is what helped me design my Love of Linen shawl. And so it served its purpose, but I think it needs to go to a new home. It's so pretty. This is Wonderland Yarns. It was from one of their clubs a couple years ago, but it's a gorgeous shawl that I just don't wear. Another one that is really pretty, but I don't wear, and I haven't decided if I want to reclaim the yarn for this one, is this shawl, which is the History of Trees shawl. It's so pretty. It uses, I used Sorella yarn. I loved the colors, which is why I'm thinking I might reclaim it. But it's an odd shape, and I don't know if I did too many repeats of the multicolored part, because I've seen pictures of the shawl and I know it's asymmetric, but I don't know. And because of that, I don't wear it very often. But I love the stitch pattern and I loved making it. So I'll show you kind of what I mean. So usually if it is a shawl like this, I will just kind of wrap it along the back and maybe tuck it in. But you see how short this side is and how long this side is? I don't know. I feel like I don't know what I did. And I've done it before where I kind of like drape it over one shoulder, but I still have this one really long side. So I don't know what this is going to become. It might get sold because someone else might be able to style it, or I might reclaim the yarn. I bought it because this was called Tchaikovsky and it was inspired by the Nutcracker, and it was a really fun pattern to make. And maybe I will try it again with other yarns, but I don't know. I don't wear it, and therefore I need to do something else with it. And I have a whole stack of projects like that. Like this one. I'll show you two more and then I'll be done. This was one I was trying to do a design for that kind of looked like a peacock, or like peacock feathers. And I just wasn't happy with the shape and the placement of the colors. And so I ended up not finishing the pattern. I did like how the solid section worked up. I did like the construction of that. It was very easy. And I like this stitch, but I just didn't like it all together. But I think that I want to take this one apart and make like a mermaid amigurumi for my daughter. I think that would be really pretty. So I think that that's what this color is going to become. But I don't know about the other colors, but I think I'm just gonna have to take this one apart. The yarns are gorgeous. That was all Wonderland yarns. And then the last one is this cardigan. This was another pattern test, and the pattern's great. What is the name of this pattern? Frosted Pathways cardigan from Sweet Crochet Dreams. I was delighted to test it. I love the stitch pattern, but it's too big. I was kind of in between sizes, and I did the size up, and I used superwash merino wool, and when I blocked it, it just grew. And it also is just a longer, even before I blocked it, it was a longer cardigan than I typically wear. I don't typically wear cardigans that I've made that go below my hip. I just, the pattern or the proportions on that, I don't feel are flattering. So this needs to become something else, and I don't know what I want to become. I kind of thought about making a blanket. That would be really pretty, and maybe using the contrast color in the middle of some sort of square. That would be pretty. I could make a whole nother sweater. There's plenty of yarn here for that, but I don't know. But I don't wear it, and the yarn needs to become something else. And I don't think I want to sell this one. I think it hasn't been worn very much, and I think that the yarn is in really good shape and I could reuse it. So that is currently the mode that I'm in. And then we'll probably start working with this yarn soon. This is Hate Street from Terrapin Fiberworks, and it's going to become a Captiva crop, which is a pattern I've wanted to make for a while, and I think it'd be really fun to wear this summer. So that might be what I take on the beach trip to work on. And with that, I think we're done. The only new yarn that I bought was for the baby blanket, so I've already shown you that. So I will leave you with what I can't let go of, and what I can't let go of is how much more comfortable and how much safer and happier I feel in the new place. It's been a really good move for us. There are lots of other families in the neighborhood that have young kids, so it's been nice to go out and like say hello to people and just feel more at ease and more comfortable here. Loving that. MJ's doing great. She's going through some sleep regression right now, which has been hard on everybody, but otherwise happy and healthy and absolutely thriving. I don't know that I will be podcasting in 2 weeks from now because I will probably be on that beach trip. So stay tuned. It'll probably be about 3 weeks before my next podcast. You can always keep up with me on Instagram and check out my projects in Ravelry. Bye guys, and I'll see you next time.